Dímelo, mi gente, bienvenidos una vez más a este tu podcast de deporte favorito. Esto es Sportstalk PR Podcast y esto es episodio número 7 de Acceso VIP. Y ustedes saben, estamos desde nuestra casa en Webnéticos Estudio B, en Webnéticos en Guaynabo. Si usted quiere llevar su contenido al próximo nivel, contacta a la gente de Webnéticos. Y aquí estamos powered by el mejor internet en Puerto Rico, Aeronet. Si usted es gamer, si usted trabaja desde su casa y necesita el mejor internet, contacte a la gente de Aeronet. Hoy el episodio es uno bien especial para nosotros y ustedes saben que yo no hago esto solo, ando con el mío, ando con Christopher Suárez. Háblame, Chris.
Bueno, séptimo episodio ya de esta serie que empezamos, no van 2 meses. Y pienso que cada vez que traemos a alguien, seguimos subiendo el nivel. Y yo creo que con este séptimo pusimos la vara más arriba todavía.
Eso es así. Mira, nuestro invitado de hoy, ustedes que nos siguen, ustedes conocen, nosotros somos de Guaynabo, somos fanáticos de los Mets de Guaynabo. Y este es bien especial porque este es otro guaynabeño, ¿verdad? Otro de los nuestros, porque este es de Guaynabo, es de aquí.
Claro.
Este episodio es bien especial, un querendón de aquí, la gente lo ama muchísimo, una leyenda en Puerto Rico, Renaldo Balkman. What's going on,
Balkmania,
bro?
bro.
Welcome to the studio.
What's going on? What's going on, fellas? Thank you for having me.
Hey,
Awesome. We're just happy to have you here. A figure like yours that has done a lot for the island when you put that uniform on your chest and represented the island, the way you did it, and the way you've played in the BSN. We had to have you here, bro. We needed to hear your story.
Yes. Untold story need to be told. I'm here.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and when we talk about not only what you do on the court and what you've done on the court, but I think the impact that you've done outside of the lines too. Everything like when we see you with kids and the fans and everything, man, it means a lot to the city. That's why I say you're from here, because you're our guy. Renaldo's our guy. And speaking about that, we're going back to a little bit back to your roots, right, with Balkmania. We know that's your brand. Bringing it back, right, as we can say. What can you talk to us about Balkmania and the brand?
It's been going on for a while now. I kind of shut it down for a while. I'm trying to pick it back up, trying to revamp it. It's really for like underprivileged kids, for the community, to get more out there to, for even my fans or whatever, to let them know like you can have an opportunity to make it too. Like, you know what I mean? Come from where I came from, you can do it too by my story. You know what I mean? And I mean, like I said, I just want to let everybody know it's coming soon, but be on the lookout for it.
So it's coming back. It's coming back, right, and it's a great thing that giving back. I think that's so important for every player that's gone into the lengths of a career that you have. You've been playing basketball all your life. You've made it to the best league in the world, in the NBA. You've represented Puerto Rico with pride and with energy, and to be giving that back to the community and for kids to have a chance to do what you did or whatever their field is, and have an opportunity to progress and be better as persons, as kids and human beings, I think means a lot. And I think that's a great initiative by you and your brand, Balkmania. So we're going to be on the lookout for that too.
That's what keeps me going, man. Like I enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's my passion. Since day one, whatever. Like where I came from. You know what I mean? I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? If I did, it was very small, very little. But like I say, to see the smiles on the kids' faces or whoever, it's like it makes me keep going. Like, man, you can play another year. You know what I mean? Keep going, don't stop.
Yeah.
But I know eventually the ball got to stop bouncing. But for right now, I'm still having fun with it and I'm enjoying it.
Awesome. It can stop bouncing for you, but it can start bouncing for a lot of kids out there, right? So to start their journey like you have.
Exactly.
I think it's an amazing thing that giving back, it's so important because not everyone does it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it, and you do it with the same passion that you play on the court.
Right.
And I think that means a lot too,
Yeah.
that you really pour your heart on it. So to me, that's amazing, Eddie. What do you think about it?
Yeah, the impact that you'd had just when you started coming here to Puerto Rico was immediate with the fans, and everyone just embraced you so fast. Then you go to, you put that Puerto Rico on your chest. The fans embrace you even more, and that's why, like, now we look at you a different way. We look at you like you're from here, man. Like, you talk about Renaldo Balkman. I don't talk about Renaldo. Oh yeah, he's from over here. No, to me, Renaldo's Puerto Rican. I mean, that's him, and that's why I mentioned the kids and everything, because again, when we see you just having fun with the kids and everything, the smile and that's something that we talk a lot with the guests that come here. What can you do, not only when you're active, but to the next generation? When it's all said and done, you did your own thing, but how can you help the guys that are coming next? And I know that players that are being drafted into the league this season are looking at you and be like, oh, that's a bad dude, because you said the ball has to stop bouncing someday, but dude, I see you getting your 12, 15 minutes and you still producing like it's nothing. So, and especially in this team, a deep team, you don't have to play heavy minutes. So you're fresh. I like to see that, because fresh Ronaldo is good for Guaynabo, man. I'll tell you that much. And it's scary hours. Before we go into, the career, Chris knows this, everyone watching this knows this. I always like to ask, how does basketball come into your life? How did you start getting into basketball?
Man, it's something that nobody really knows about me. When I started playing soccer first on the soccer field, and I had a chance to play a high level of soccer, but I chose basketball because it was indoor and it was getting hot outside. You know how all the young kids now, I'm not going outside, but that's how it was, and whatever I transitioned from soccer I transitioned to basketball, like footwork and all that, running fast, jumping high, whatever, and my father actually taught me these things, to take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And it's a touch situation right now because my father kind of passed away this year. So, but my father is basically my inspiration that led me there. You know what I mean?
Towards basketball. And, when you got into it, at what point could you say you identified, or they identified you, that you could potentially, build off of it and do something with basketball?
Well, I mean, I played until I was 16. I started when I was 16, 17.
That's when you started playing ball?
Yeah, like on a high level, yeah, that's when I went to IMG Academy down in Florida.
Yeah, IMG, yeah.
Yeah, so, I say like 16 years old, it started getting real serious for me, because I was real serious about soccer though. Like, I really wanted to go play soccer.
Do you have who's your GOAT?
Ronaldo.
Cristiano?
Yeah, like
nice.
That was like my guy, and it's the other guy, the Brazilian with the hair.
Ronaldinho?
No, he means Neymar?
No, it's not my time.
Oh, you mean Ronaldinho?
Yeah, that's
yeah, the one who played for Barcelona.
Yes, yes, that's who I grew up on watching. So I'm like, I'm gonna be him. And then basketball came about, and it was like, it's time to change it over, man.
So who can we say, on the basketball side, recruited or discovered you, basically, to offer you a scholarship into college? Who discovered Renaldo Balkman in terms of going to college?
So let's take it back. I'm gonna tell you kind of the story.
Yeah.
I didn't play high school basketball.
Okay.
I just played AAU. Back in the day, it was more so you play AAU, you get looks. High school basketball is like, they don't really, unless you was playing in like a prep school or something like that.
Yeah.
So I went to 4 or 5 different high schools before I went to IMG. Didn't get a chance to play because my grades was terrible. And then I played with the team out of Tallahassee called Tallahassee Wildcats. And that's when people started recognizing me, and from there it went from a nobody to like top in the state. Number 2, number 1, top 5, it fluctuates. Yeah. And I was like, well, look, I got a chance, I can make it.
Right.
And they pulled me to the side and I was like, yo, we got an opportunity for you. It would be great And that's when IMG came and got me. And that's when I went to IMG.
So how does life change when you go to an academy like that? That's a top tier basketball academy. What changed for you in terms of your life?
Man, it was eat, sleep, basketball. Yeah. You know, that was it. It was training like a professional at 16 years old. It wasn't training like we were in high school. We're training with pros, and I had a lot of NBA players around me. That's when they had the big man camp. They had all these NBA guys coming down to Bradenton, Florida, and I'm at 16, 17 playing against those guys and getting advice from them because, you know, we're at this prep school now. Man, it was crazy. Like, I learned so much from them, and I just took it from them to the court. You know what I mean? And then, like I say, train like a pro. You say the workouts, the off the court things too, to take care of your body. That's at 16. Not when I turned 21, 22. I was ready at 18. I was ready to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Do you remember any of the one figure of the pros who gave you advice at that time and what stuck to you?
Yeah, I do. He got a radio show. What's his name? I'm trying to think.
Radio.
Podcast too. All of Al Harrington.
Al Harrington.
Oh, Al Harrington. Yeah.
Al Harrington was one of the guys that was in my ear, and he was like a big brother to me. Him and his little brother was like those guys where I went to like for advice or something. I need help with something.
Al was a dog.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, I played with Al in Denver.
Yeah, right.
Like, yes, he was a dog.
Yeah, and he's someone that basically played your position, so he could give you more insight into what you had to do to get better.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine like you being that age and then seeing NBA ready guy talking to you like, hey, you could do this. You could
it
do
was
that.
definitely a shocker though. It definitely was. But after you get to know those guys and see them every day in everyday life, and again, it was 6 days a week. You know what I mean? You're working out. They don't give you no days off. Because when you're that young, you got all the energy in the world. You know, and seeing those guys every day is like, okay, now we good. That butterflies in your stomach, I'm going to go against anybody. I'm good.
Yeah, so you surpassed that and you say,
Exactly.
I'm ready to go against anyone at any one
Put
time.
anybody in my face, I'm ready to go.
What was your favorite accomplishment or favorite thing that you can take out of IMG Academy?
Man. I would say, like I just said, they prepared me to be a professional athlete before I even was one, you know, and like I said, that was one of the things that for me, like I didn't learn in regular high school or AAU, you know, which leg is the strongest or jump off of, or what's my strengths and what's my weaknesses. They break all that stuff down to you one by one. This is what you got to do. This is what you need to do. You know, analytics before they was analytics. Now, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, as far as skill set wise, I mean, what when you're growing up, you're getting, you're with these guys, pros and everything. What was your the best skill that you had that you were like, okay, I'm great at this, and then you started adding things from other people as your career went?
I would say energy and defense. I was one of those guys where I didn't care who you was, I'm not gonna let you score. And even though playing in the game or playing whatever game it is, you gotta play defense. So if it's a card game, if it's soccer, you gotta play defense. So I don't care. I was like, yo, I'm gonna stop you. I don't care what I got to do to stop it. I'm gonna stop it, and I'm gonna play it with a high intensity. You know, so I mean that was me.
That's awesome, and I think it's still you, right?
Yeah,
that's been kind of like your bread and butter throughout your career. University of South Carolina. How did that happen?
So from IMG, I went from IMG Academies to winning the national championship. I'm gonna take it back a second.
Yeah.
National championship to Laurinburg Academy, in Longbury, North Carolina. We won a prep school national championship. And from, because I told them to go back to my grades, they wasn't right. So I had to go to the prep school twice. You know, after IMG, I went there and I won that. And South Carolina came and got me. And that was the beginning of my seasons, playing basketball in college, going to the pros.
Yeah.
2003, if I'm not mistaken.
03.
Yeah.
Yeah, 03.
Because,
03.
you know, you're playing Division I ball. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's a higher level after you've just been into the prep schools and the IMG Academy, and now you're playing against guys that were the top of their class in high school, so you're facing off against those guys, and that I think just made you better. And again, your calling card, because I remember seeing you play in college. It was defense. It was running the floor, defending, getting fast break points, and everything. When you were there, did you have a point during your tenure there that you thought, I can go higher than this. I can make it. I can be a pro.
Honestly, no. I didn't think I was gonna be a professional athlete at that point. I mean, all my hopes and desires was going to play for Florida. I'm from Florida. You know what I mean? Going to play for one of them, Miami, like a big D1 school that's in your state. You know, and I had hopes for it, and it didn't come because of my grades. It was my fault. But then again, it was like, well, okay, I'm gonna try South Carolina. They the only one that really like put their hands on me to take a chance, because one grade was, oh man, I wouldn't play. You know what I mean? And the first, if I remember correctly, the first semester I wasn't even in school. I was going to night school, taking like 8 classes. Like, it was crazy just to catch up from what I did already. And then when the season started, like the first game, I got eligible. Like, it was a crazy story.
So you had to do a lot of
rebuilding,
off the court work, work on the books to be able to play, and get you on the court to do what you really wanted to do. But you talked about Florida. If I'm not mistaken, you beat them twice.
No, we beat them twice. Then they beat us in the SEC championship game. Yeah, that was.
I remember
we beat them twice that year.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then they beat us in the SEC championship game by a buzzer beater.
Yeah, I remember
Walter Hodge.
Walter, yeah. Walter played there. David Huertas was there. And all the Joakim Noah, Ronnie Brewer, all those guys too. Wow, have you gone to Florida? Who would have beaten that team? Right. Man, this is crazy.
That would have been unfair, okay, man.
Yeah.
Because all those guys plus you, that would have been
that would have been fun for the opposition for sure. So can you take something you learned in college that you took with you, basketball wise, to the pros?
Yes. Know your role. Know your role, and when you go to a new team, because you can be the number one guy on this team in college or even in high school. Moving forward, you're gonna go to the pros and you're gonna be able to call Carmelo Anthony. Like, you're not that guy no more. So you gotta understand your role. I was scoring 20, not me, but I was scoring 20 and I'm going to the next level. You can't expect to score 20.
Right.
Like, it's not gonna happen. So my thing was defense. I don't even care about scoring.
So that's
let me get 10 charges. You know what I mean? Let me get 10 stops. Let me get 10 blocks. Like, that was me. I didn't care about scoring 2 points, because I know defense win championships. Yep. And look at my,
the style we play.
A lot of championships.
Yeah. And that got you your minutes.
Exactly.
Did you have, during that time, a favorite teammate there? A guy that gelled with you on the court or maybe off the court, someone you remember from that team, those teams?
My buddy Torrance Kinsey down at y'all know who Torrance Kinsey is down out of Tampa, Florida?
Swan.
Torrance Kinsey. There's a couple of them. It's Brandon Wallace, Trey Kelly, Carlos Powell.
I think I remember Carlos Powell.
Left-handed.
Yep.
He came out for a while. He played out for a while. But those guys right there, man, that was the core of us the whole time I was there.
I got right here. You were 2006 NIT MVP. Did you ever thought you would, perform in a way where your talent will be recognized with an award that's pretty important too? Not everyone can say they are, an NIT MVP.
People downplay it all the time because it's us NIT, but I see at the end of the day, it's two winners throughout. When the season's over, it's two winners.
Right.
NIT and NCAA. And we're going home with a winning season.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, they might downplay because the tournament is not the tournament. I get it. But we went back to back and won championships. You know what I mean? And that year I won the MVP. I was telling myself, look, we're not losing because I want to get out of here with the bang to win. You know what I mean? And that's what we did.
That's awesome.
You remember about that season? I mean, MVP season, you're just going crazy. I mean, how comfortable were you feeling during that season?
We were on the bubble like all year, and we were supposed to make it to the tournament. It's that far back, but one team got in right before us, and we went to the NIT, and it was like we had a meeting, and everybody was saying, "Oh, we want to play in it." That's before you can really say we're going to go or not.
Right.
So, and we opted in to go, and it was like, yo, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna defend.
No, and it's the thing that even though you guys were not in the NCAA tournament, you didn't turn yourselves down. Like, oh, we're not gonna play, hard or whatever in this NIT. And you guys did, and you won it, and
So take it a step back now. My freshman year, we went to the tournament, and we lost to Memphis in the second round.
In the round of 32, right?
Yeah, we lost in the second round, and that's the only taste of the NCAA March Madness I had. But that was a good year for me too.
Right.
I was freshman of the year and defensive player of the year in South Carolina. So
in your conference?
Yeah, my conference.
Oh, that keeps adding to what you already were building and puts you on the map even more. Right? Because after that, you got into the NBA, bro. So not everyone gets into the league. There's how many names are put in there every year, and they only select 60 is it?
What's it say? Is the top 1%?
Top 1% of basketball players make it there.
Right.
So all of your journey from playing soccer, let's go to basketball. You started late playing basketball.
Right. I did.
You got into IMG Academy. Not everyone goes there.
Right.
You got into Division I basketball. Not everyone does that. And then you got into the league. Did you even think when you were in South Carolina, I have a shot of getting in there?
No, I didn't. But I knew after the NIT finals, I opened up a lot of eyes because it was on the big screen. It was everybody was watching it. They was watching us, and they was watching the NCAA. It was only 2 games on, and it was one of the things like, okay, now that the lights are on, can't get scared. It's time to buckle down. And I went out there and I gave everybody a show. I was jumping around, moving around, dunking on people. It was amazing for me. But that's when I realized, I got a chance. This is gonna be smooth.
Yeah.
And then my hopes got shut down. I looked on the draft board. I'm like number 99. Like I was bad, but it's 60 to go in. So after that, look at it again. It drops to 58. So now I'm on the draft board.
Yeah. I'm already almost in.
Right, I'm almost in. I'm like, I'm gonna get drafted 58. Then I'm good. And they was like, they invited me to the little NBA draft camps and stuff, and I killed it. But the last one, and I messed up my meniscus in my knee. I thought I was
done.
I was done. They said it's a grade 2 sprain. Put a brace on it. It was my last thing I had to do to get drafted. I'm dropping down in the numbers. 58, 54, 50, 40. Like I'm dropping. And I'm like, man, here's my chance. So I decided to go with a hurt knee. with a bad knee, with a brace. I'm talking about bigger than one of these cameras in here. Like, it was crazy, so heavy.
Yeah.
So I said, man, if I tear, I'm gonna tear my knee going out with a bang. And we had 2 games with combine stuff they were doing. I'm lifting the weights. I'm focused on this game. I'm like, yo, I gotta do good. They watching.
And the pain.
And the pain was like, just please get me through 30 minutes. And then we played 2 games in one day. So we played that game. The last game, I was killing. And I'm talking about killing to the point where I was like, yo, if I move to the left one more time, it's over. The game was over. Isaiah Thomas come talk to me. Man, you did a good job. Good job, son. Keep on working at the hard work, whatever. Cool. I go home. I'm like, all right, well. They're like, you going to the draft? I'm like, nah, I'm chilling at home. I'm gonna have a little, get together at whatever. We was doing whatever, and they just saying the draft. I'm like, yo, my agent, like, they might pick you up. They might not. It's up in the air. You might go like 45, 50. I'm like, damn, like, I'm still gonna be there though. I'm gonna try, whatever. So they hit number 20. I think I'm turning around to grab something. They hit number 20 and they say my name. I'm thinking it's a game or a joke. And it's like, it was reality. Like, they really called me number 20 in the first round.
So you didn't get a call and anything. You're just watching,
call.
Hear your name, and you're like, well, that's me.
Till this day, I feel like my agent knew, but he didn't want to tell me. You know what I'm saying?
He wanted to have the surprise.
Right, because he was really like telling me like, you should do something. And I'm like, man, I ain't doing nothing. Like, I'll watch it, but I had a group of people with me and my family with me, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch it, like, whatever. And then that's what happened.
He almost told you, go there, they're gonna pick you.
But that's the thing. He wanted me to go, and I was like, I'm not going.
The Knicks are picking you, go.
I'm not going. I told him I'm not going. I said I'm not going. I'm not going over there not to get picked. And now I look crazy because that's what happens.
Yeah.
Guys think they're gonna get picked, and everything it shatters when they don't call your name. You sitting there with this suit on, like, dang, I thought I was going number 10. Now you going number 35. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I know he's extra happy because that's his team. He got drafted by the Knicks. So
Knicks
that's
fan. I do remember when you got picked. And I liked it because I said we need some defense.
Right.
We didn't have much defense on the team at that time. And I liked your game. And I said, well, this is cool. We can have him with Melo and whatever, if we get Melo and whatnot. And I was excited. I remember that draft because I saw some of your games when you were in your senior year in South Carolina. So you were already...
Wait. Junior year.
Your junior year, right.
I didn't go my senior.
And your last year in college.
Junior.
And I remember watching you play and was like, this guy can play. I didn't know you could play for Puerto Rico or anything. I just knew you were good. And then my favorite team got you and was like, hey, I'm going to get to see this dude every night because I want to watch every game. So that was fun. And I always thought that you brought that same energy you had in college, you brought it to the pro game. And I think it made a difference too. But how was it? You went up to pick up something, you hear your name. What happens next?
Say it again, I didn't hear you.
You went up to get something, you hear your name.
Okay, so
what happens next?
So I turn back and it's a plate of food like in front of me. And I hear my name and I just, first I'm in shock. And then I just jump up like, like, oh shit, I just got drafted. Then it sunk in, like, the happiness, the tears, man, I can't believe, I still get goosebumps just talking about it because, like, I went number 20 in the 2006 NBA draft. I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, we got that phone call. And it was like, yo, you got to be here tomorrow at 12 o'clock. They come to get you. Boom, send the jet to come get you or whatever. But you got to have a suit on. I ain't own a suit. So one of my mentors, Chris Ward down in Florida, he's a big guy. He's like, what, 6'8", 6'9", had like real muscular. He let me hold his suit. So
that's cool.
And so you see the commercial now with Melo and Perk with the suits.
Yeah.
That's how my suit looked in the press conference.
The big one,
the big joint. And I'm like, but I'm here. You know what I mean? Then after that, that's when Isaiah Thomas was like, we got to travel with suits on. Now I got 20 suits.
Because that team was coaching, but
Yeah.
that team was coaching that year, right?
Yeah.
I think it's when you talk about getting into the league, you talk about energy and defense. I think that helped you a lot, especially in the era you got into the league, because it was still physical and a defensive minded league. Not like now, you see the games 140, 130. Back then, you were still seeing games 88, 90 something, around those. Like you see a high octane defense by that time was scoring 95 points maybe at the time.
I mean, the Suns were
something like that.
100 and everyone was going crazy.
Yeah,
so.
95.
Yeah.
85 was like a great defensive game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then you go to New York, the Mecca.
Yeah.
Like when you get there, I want to know when you stepped into MSG first day, first time, you look up, you're like, damn, I'm here. Like, what was going through your mind?
I did say that. I said, damn, I can't believe I'm here. But my 2 NITs I won was in Madison Square Garden. So I had been playing there already, a couple of games and won championships. Now, not in the NBA, of course, but once I got there, I was like, oh, I feel good.
You feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I played here before.
Right. I'm here. That's when I stepped in the Staples Center, it was like, yo, this the land.
These lights are bright.
Right.
These lights are bright.
Yes.
And then you see on the other end of the court, number 24, you're like, whoa,
like,
we're here.
This guy here. Like, woof.
But that's amazing. And can you talk to us a little bit about your first time with the Knicks, about your experience with the team and how you got acclimated to the league? Because it's different going from playing college ball to playing with these guys in the NBA.
I mean, I had a lot of rookie duties, of course, with the guys.
You're carrying bags and everything?
Yeah, every now and again. But that's what kind of made me who I am now. But anyway, it was, like I said, coming into the league, I had to play my role. Like, I wasn't trying to take away nobody's spot. I was just trying to fit in, and me fitting in is, I got to get you open. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got to help you. I got your back. Let me go get this rebound and give back to this guy, Jamal Crawford, to put it up for the shot. Like, I mean, that was me. And I think that's why I lasted so long. Because back then it was, you didn't have to get, like, for me, it was like, go get 10 rebounds. If you get 10 points, we don't want you. Because they scoring.
They already had people
to score.
25, yeah.
So you go get 12 points, they're like, we need to go get 15 rebounds. And that's what I was doing. Like, I'm going to get a rebound. And then I'm talking shit and going crazy in the guard. Excuse my language on the.
No,
go ahead.
All right, but then I'm going crazy. Now everybody falls in love with me. Yeah. I'm diving on the floor. I'm diving in the stands. I'm sacrificing my whole body for this game. So,
I mean, New York fans appreciate that a lot.
Right.
Like, if you play hard, it doesn't matter if you do well or not. It does a little bit, but if you play hard and play with your heart, they'll recognize it. So they're like, real recognizes real. So they're like that. That team had a lot of firepower.
Yes, we
it
did.
was. I think you were playing with Gallinari, right?
No,
you
came after.
Sorry,
I was in the trade.
You was in the You were in the. You playing with Jamal Crawford. So.
Jamal Crawford.
He's a guy.
Nate Robinson.
Oh, Nate. Yeah.
Steve Francis. Who else we
Wasn't
had?
David with you guys?
Stephon Marbury.
Steph. Yeah. You had when you had them both.
We had them.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. So that was a.
Eddie Curry.
Eddie Curry. Remember Eddie? Yeah, he played with the Bulls too.
Yeah, I was with Eddie Curry.
He was really good too.
You know what I'm talking about?
Quentin. Q
Richardson.
Q Rich. Yeah.
Come on, man. You're supposed to know this.
Yeah, Q Rich. I know him.
Q Rich.
You're supposed to know that one.
He was a great shooter.
Yeah.
Did you have? You must have had one. So tell me the truth. Do you have a welcome to the NBA moment out there? Someone cooked you first year rookie. You're like, well, damn, this is the NBA.
I was kind of a tough guy too. Like
I
wouldn't back down for nobody, and it didn't matter who you were,
Mm-hmm.
But I think that moment, and I think it's on YouTube and all that too. Is when I was playing against LeBron for the first time, and he coming out the high school, whatever.
Yeah.
He LeBron James. He's this and that. So I'm like, yo, I got to guard this man. This is nothing.
Yeah.
And then he did something, and it was like, up. don't do that no more. That was everybody was telling me. I'm like, I'm gonna do it again. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm mentally strong like that. But that was like a welcome to me. Like, that's LeBron James. Like, you good? Like,
yeah, you take it easy.
Like, leave it alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not the one you want to go up against.
You don't want to do that to that one.
You might not be here tomorrow. Like, they want him here. They don't want you. I'm expendable.
Yeah, no, they're already saying he's gonna be the face of the league. Don't do that again.
Right. Don't do that again. Cause I'm trying to clothesline him.
But that's your game. So you play.
Exactly.
You play at 100 miles per hour every time, every second.
Right.
So it's tough for you to back down from anyone. So, you know, your experience there, but it's a business. There's a time when, you know, your agent calls you or whatever and says, "Hey, man, you got traded." How was that? How did you find out, first and foremost, that you were being traded?
I think the first time I got traded to Denver, I kind of already knew it was going to happen. They told me before.
Kind of like, hey, this
Yeah,
could happen.
this could happen. But it's the 90% chance it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the trade back from Denver to New York,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't know nothing because it wasn't me. It was Carmelo and George Carl bumping heads.
Yeah.
It wasn't nobody, you know what I mean? It was them two. So I'm doing my thing. I'm doing good. Played 65 games that year.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, from 65 games, I played 7.
Hmm.
Like, what's the mental? Like, I'm not going crazy. You know what I mean? So I pulled Melo to the side. I'm like, yo, put me in that trade. I'm whispering to him. Because now you hear everything. Where you going? I'm going with you. I'm with your camp now. Like, I'm Team Melo.
Hell yeah.
I'm going with you. I'll go with you.
Hell yeah.
And he brushing me off. You know what I mean? And I'm at home one day, and going across the line, the bottom line, Carmelo Anthony gets traded. And here go the package deal. I'm like, damn. I got to get up and get my stuff in.
Yeah.
I'm on my way back to New York.
So that second one you learned from TV.
I learned from TV, yeah.
Did your agent ever call you? Hey, you got
Yeah,
traded?
he called me eventually.
Yeah.
Well,
You're like, I know, I already packed.
Right. I think they just threw me in the trade without even telling him. And then he finally found out after the fact.
But that trade was crazy because they gave up a whole starting lineup for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, you know.
Felton, Gallinari.
Yeah.
And they were playing, I mean, there was
Chandler.
D'Antoni.
Chandler.
Yeah, Wilson Chandler. They were playing very well.
Wilson Chandler stayed.
No, Wilson was in.
Wilson was in New York.
Yeah, he was in New York.
He was in New York and he went to Denver on the trade.
Yeah. It was Raymond Felton and Gallinari, the main pieces that got to Denver. I remember that.
Because that's when we got Chauncey Billups.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And Amari.
And
Amari, yeah.
And Amari
was already there. Because he's had signed in the offseason.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's like the 5-year deal thing.
Right.
That team was good. I
Yes,
loved it too. I loved it too. Yeah, that was a fun team to watch.
Y'all even had, I think, My Baby that year?
No.
Yeah,
that was another year.
No,
that was
Yeah, My Baby was there.
Oh, yeah. But I remember Chauncey, I remember you, Melo. Did Melo ever tell anything back? Like, yeah, I got you into trade.
No, he didn't tell me anything.
It was in his own.
Yeah, he was
his own thing. Yeah,
figuring it out on his own, and figuring it out his way, and it was crazy. But I was kind of happy because I was like, yo, I'm getting myself back together. I'm playing again, you know. And by that time, that's when we got Coach D'Antoni.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ooh, 7 seconds or
Play
less.
fast.
I mean, it's crazy. That was my game, but he loved shooters.
Yeah, he wanted you to shoot threes,
He
right?
wanted to shoot threes. And I just started shooting the threes, and it was like it wasn't to his style.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
on his team, it was tough because you had to make at least 4 or 5 threes. Like, and then you see where the league went to after that.
He was like the first guy that went fully into, you know what, I'm going to play how I want to play.
Shooters.
Play small.
Right.
7 seconds less and whatever. And then you see that today, that's like an average offense up right now.
It was free throws, threes, and dunks. That's his offense. zero mid-range. He eliminated the mid-range
exactly.
completely.
Pop that did that too in San Antonio.
Yeah, you know, but
Pop that
that's
did
and
that too.
that's like you said,
I
it's
think
the evolution of the
Turkoglu
game.
told the story about they couldn't shoot mid-range, and when he got traded to San Antonio, he always shot mid-range, and he did it a couple of times, and they always benched him for that. But it's tough when a game changes like that all of a sudden, and you're starting to acclimate yourself to that.
Right. Man, I was going up against Shaq. Like, those moments was like, yo.
Yeah.
But just think, if tables would turn to now to then, like, it would have been crazy.
Yeah.
It would have been crazy because I don't have to guard 350-pound big man.
No.
And you got Shaq 06 and those
those
he
prime
still
time,
yeah.
It was still
Right,
it was still Shaq. It was still Shaq back then. But you had to guard a lot of guys.
Yeah.
You guarded big men. You guarded guards.
Everybody.
Tell me the truth. Toughest to guard dude in your time in the league.
Man, you know, it's like two or three of them. I just can't say one.
Tell me all the guys you.
Of course, Kobe was the pump fake.
Yeah, I saw that.
Freak. Like he was
I saw it on the TV when it happened. Yeah.
Like a pump fake, like 55 times before you shoot it, and as soon as you jump,
you're dead.
You're dead, and you're gonna jump for one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are. I think another guy that's asleep, and I said his name earlier, Jamal Crawford. Yo, his handles is on a string. Like, it's just
crafty, man.
Yes.
And you had to go against him in practice too.
Every single day. But I'm glad I was with him on the team to guard him. But those, I think, the two like top for me. Like, yeah. Another one too is he was playing on my team, Steve Francis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Steve Francis is underrated, bro.
What?
I think a lot of people don't talk about Steve Francis the way he should be talked about.
Yeah.
I think he should get more recognition for sure.
Especially in the prime time.
Oh yeah.
It was whew.
He was tough. Like Marbury tough too.
Yeah.
I gotta piggyback off what he said because you mentioned Kobe, right? And unfortunately, one of my favorite Kobe plays, You're in It. He gives you like a cross. He goes between, then another between, spin
back,
and you're all over it. You're all over. Like
that's the thing. You were over, like you closed out and everything. You closed. It's Kobe, and he made those type of shots. When you're guarding someone like that, like I want to know, you're a guy that prides himself on defense, and then you're doing your best, you're doing everything, and a guy like that still makes a shot that's ridiculous, right? Like over his shoulder, spin, fake, whatever. How do you keep your head up and say, next time down, I'm still going at you again?
I mean, what at that year he's averaging 28, 30, maybe 31. Like, I don't know, but my philosophy was, okay, that's 2 points. But don't let them get 30 on you, because once you get 30 on you, you went from the 6th man, 7th man, now you're the 12th man. You know what I mean? So that's my thing. It was like, okay, he scored 2 points. But that's it. You know what I mean? He scored 4 or 5 points. He's going to do that regardless because he's the hot man.
You already know.
Right. As long as he don't score 30 on you, which he's not going to give you by himself. But I didn't see him, give somebody 30, going into 40, going into 60, and they still trying to guard him. Now you're dead.
Yeah, he already got you.
Yeah, he got you.
By 30, he got you. Imagine by 50, you're
right.
barbecue
You're not going to
chicken
stop
like
15,
Jack said.
20. You know what I mean? Going to the line 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 times. Like, come on.
Yeah, but I think it was a little bit tougher for you in terms of some nights you had to guard guards like that, and then some nights you got to still stay strong because you're guarding the big guy. Right. You're getting pounded in the paint. So I think that you had to be physically and mentally ready every night. Like,
yeah, it was tough. It was tough. But I mean, again, when you're younger like that, like you can just go out there and play basketball. You don't got to stretch. You know what I mean? It's like it's natural. You know what I mean? The more games you play, the better feeling you get for the game. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So
yeah, and like you said, one day you're guarding Kobe. You're like, all right, a little bit more mobile. You gotta move around. Then the next day, you're guarding KG.
Right.
And it's like, damn, what am I doing here?
Right, any given night.
Yeah.
That's
and
tough.
look, another one though that I didn't say, but a dog, Darian Williams.
Oh, Darren.
Ooh.
That one, and he gonna let you 95 miles per hour
Yep.
Yeah, he was
with the
really fast
crossover.
with
The crossover.
and then he's gonna jump and might put it on your head. Like that one right there was another
Yeah,
one.
when he was healthy, it was.
I was like,
It was
yo.
the
It was him and
discussion.
CP3.
The discussion was either him or CP3 as best point guard in the league when he was in his best moments.
I think the best like double crossover,
was him.
it was him.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He had that thing on the string too. You're done with the NBA.
Right.
How does it go from I'm in the NBA to coming down here to Puerto Rico?
How did you find out you had? Did you already know you had Puerto Rican roots?
I did, but I didn't know I can actually come and play in Puerto Rico at the time. They actually came and found me while I was in New York for my first year, and after that, I just kind of took advantage of it. You know, I was still playing the NBA when I first got down here with the Knicks.
Yep.
And I was just like, yo, it's another opportunity to play basketball, you know, after the NBA. And I just took full advantage and said, I'm on my new road.
Yeah,
know?
because you played in the national team before you played in the
before.
BSN.
Right.
So it was, I remember it was big news when they said you could play for Puerto Rico and you were going to play for Puerto Rico. And, you know, for me especially, when you put on the jersey and you play with that same energy you always played, I think a lot of people on the island, you know, they really bonded with you because you were hardworking guy that's playing hard for what says in the front here.
Exactly.
And a lot of people loved you for it. How was it that, you know, you decided, yeah, I'm going to put the Puerto Rico jersey on?
I think it was, I'm not mistaken, it was 2010 or 11.
Yep.
And it was a Central American basket. They had it in Mike West.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the first time I played with the jersey on. And I know I was down for like a month or 2 weeks before we started. You know, those guys was on my team. At first, they didn't like it. They didn't accept it. They was like, oh, this guy think he got it. He know it all. But once you get to know me, I'm not what you think. I'm really cool. You know what I mean? I just love the game, and I had passion for the game. And once they seen that, it was a wrap. So going back to Mike West, it was like my first. I don't know who he played, but my first game, it was like me and JJ. And I was like, yo, we gonna blow these. We gonna
Beat him
I
up.
can't say it like that,
Yeah.
but
Beat 'em
what I
up.
said between the lines.
Yeah.
But it was like, yo, we gonna win this whole thing. I'm gonna put everybody on my back. We're gonna ride this train for a while, and that's what happened. You know, and after that, it was I just took Puerto Rico over storm because I'm like, look, now it's on my chest. Now I'm here. Now it's like they open their arms to me. I open my arms to y'all. Let's do it. We're gonna do this together. You know?
Yeah. How did that feel? That when you started, you know, when the people started cheering for you, it's a different kind of vibe here on the island.
It is.
So
it
it's
is.
kind of like, I don't know. I think it's not warmer in the sense of temperature, just warm in the sense of the people and how passionate they are about the national team.
Right.
And then you're playing on that side.
Yes.
Did it give you an extra boost of energy?
Of course. Always playing in Puerto Rico, especially that year was crazy. They filled that gym up. And that was my first time playing in Puerto Rico. So it was like, yo, they really love basketball out here. Like this can, you know,
Yeah.
I can be a fan favorite. They can love me. And I can love them. Let's do it. Like
I'm gonna put on the jersey.
let's go. But I mean, that feeling is like, man, I'm going harder. You know, I'm gonna go harder. Like dunking the ball or whatever, speaking to the fans. Like, yo, gives me goosebumps when you talk about it. Like things like that, I speak with passion because, man, I just love it. See you smiling because what we just did.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, man, it's amazing to me.
That's crazy.
People here take it to the heart too. Like
Best fans.
Puerto
I
Rico-
feel like the Puerto Ricans we got the best fans around all over.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
When we're talking about people almost and the entire island tend their
their
paint
hair blonde to watch a
with the whole
baseball
Tim
team
Rubio
play.
thing.
Oh yes,
Like
yes.
when we're with a team, we're with the team. Like, you know, so and you
Yes.
play with them legends on those Puerto Rico teams.
Yes.
You play with JJ,
Carlos,
Carlos,
a few times.
Ayuso, no?
Yeah, Russo. Yeah.
Ayuso
Yeah,
when he
Ayuso
was
too.
on his way out. Yep.
Down Mile, he was.
Oh,
on
Christian.
the right, yeah.
Christian.
Yeah.
So you really became a part of the culture.
Yeah.
How quickly or how did you start? You know, getting the vibe of the culture here on the island.
Man, it was hard. It was hard at first because I mean, and it's still hard. Don't get me wrong. And I understand Spanish more than people think I do because I've been here for so long. Cause I can understand the conversation, like the bits and pieces of it, and I can put it together. Like, I know what you're talking about. But in the beginning, it's like I didn't know it. I'm sorry, anything. Yeah, and it was tough. But I had to again learn that culture, and I think for the first, I was here for 6 years, and then I left for a while.
Yeah.
And once I left, I kind of like speaking the language is like it was hard for me because I was all around the world.
Yeah.
Then I came back a couple years later, like I got to learn all this again when I had it down pat. You know what I mean? But and I'm still working on it till today. But I mean at the same time, like that first day it was rough for me. It was rough for me.
I mean, we can't talk about you coming down to Puerto Rico. We can't talk food, man, because we got that good food here. You came down to Puerto Rico. What was that special food, or maybe to this day that you're like, I love me some this
Babel's barbecue.
Babel, oh,
you like that? That's nice.
Yeah, that's right
That's
there.
your favorite.
Man,
That's
that was like my go-to.
That's
your
your spot.
go-to?
That was the first thing they took me, and I was like, yo, I hadn't had food like this. That was my go-to. It's my favorite food right now on the island.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how different is it? You're playing in the U.S., you're playing in the NCAA, then you're playing in the NBA, but then you went off and started playing abroad, different countries. You played in the Philippines, you played in Mexico, you played in a lot of places. Right. How different is that? You're just not just going to play somewhere, you're going to experience another culture altogether. How was it for you every time you went somewhere and they speak a different language here, they eat this, they do that, and still have to play basketball at a high level?
Oh man, it's hard at first, but once you get the hang of it and you're going from here to there, you start understanding like, okay, the main thing you need to do is really take care of your body. Because you're an athlete first, you know what I mean? And this is what we do. Like we go out there to give you the fans a show. Like that's why they got you to come over to play in the first place. Yeah. You know what I mean? So number one, take care of your body and do what you got to do. And the season may not be that long. It could be 3 months. It can be 4 months, whatever. But go in there, put that jersey on, and represent that country, and go try to win the championship. Play your heart out. Because those fans over there, too, they're going to love you forever also for what you did for their country.
Yeah, that's
so
amazing.
Like the Philippines, like I played over a couple years. You know, I done did some things, too. But,
yeah, we know.
But, I mean, when you're younger, whatever, but they love me. You know what I'm saying? They love me too. Like they still watch what I do over here. You know what I'm saying? And I went over there and put on the show. I went over there with the same mindset as, yo, I'm a dog. I'm gonna win the championship for you. This is what I do. Like y'all not gonna take nothing away from you. I'm gonna give y'all something. Okay. You know what I mean? I want to leave a staple wherever I went. I want to leave that staple.
Yeah,
and that's what I did.
And then you came to the BSN.
Yes.
Our league. Man. What we call our NBA.
Yeah. Yes.
I remember when when your name got into the draft and Guayama had that first pick. Right. And obviously it's a no-brainer. They're going to pick you. How do you make that decision of, you know what, I'm going to play in the league. I'm going to be, because you already had played for the national team.
Right.
So how do you make that decision and say, I'm going to play in the league too?
Well, that decision that year for me was really like, do you play abroad for X amount of months, or do you say, come to Puerto Rico and play for a couple years, then rest your body, for the next couple of months to go do it again. Because there was a point of time where it was a year thing. Yes, and you only get 20 days off.
Yeah.
And it's like,
tough.
you're right back.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, let's do this 4 to 5 month league. And then the next league, you can sit out 3 months to recover your body and go play again. And that's what my decision was when I first came down here.
So you came into the league. You were forced when you came in. It was essentially Guayama had another import essentially because you were at that level.
Right.
And I remember that first year in Guayama, you played with a very passionate coach too, who I think matches your passion on the court. He matches it on the sideline with Juan Cardona.
Yes.
He's coaching at Acceso now.
Yes.
And I know Juan personally. He's a great guy, and he starts the game with one shirt and he ends up all drip like a college guy, like a college coach. How was it playing down there for the first time in the BSN?
Honestly, the truth, that nobody knows.
Yeah.
Me and him did not get along.
Okay, I know.
We did not get along. Like, he was my enemy, public enemy number one. Like, me and you do not get along. But I'm gonna tell you something. His demeanor for the game, his passion for it, just like me, it's like he made me go harder when I didn't like him. I can say this now because I love him to death. Because, like, if he didn't give me that, like, you can't do this, you can't do that, I probably wasn't going to play hard. I was coming from the NBA, to come and play in Puerto Rico. I'm like, I'm above these guys. I had the big head. And, he was like, no, you can't come to my team and do all that. You're going to practice every day, 3 hours, and run up and down the court. And I was like, no, I'm Renaldo Balkman. You know what I'm saying? And listen, after that season or a couple of seasons, that first season we was together, we kind of niched everything together. I was like, man, I told him, I was like, thank you. Like, because you pushed me to be a person that I had it inside me, but it came back out. You know what I mean? And it's not, it wasn't even about the money. It was like, yo, this is all passion. Thank you. You know what I mean? And I just gave him my all.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. Juan did a podcast that I helped produce, and he talked about Guayama. And you know what he said? Where he said he gained the most respect for you when you were butting heads and was talking to you about all that stuff at practice one night. He said one day he thought it was over between you guys, like between you and him. And he said, next day I'm gonna go to practice, and this guy's not gonna show up, blah blah blah. And he said, that man was already in the court when I went to practice. Like, you were already there, practicing and doing everything hard and everything. He said, I gained a lot of respect from him down there. I couldn't say anything to him. Like, he gained a ton of respect for you. And he said that to us. And I think it shows you were just two passionate guys. And you were going to butt heads.
Yes,
He's like that, and you're like that too.
Right.
And then you got traded from Guayama to Arecibo for Peter John, who was one of the main big men in the national team too. That was a huge trade when that happened. Because Arecibo at that moment was one of the top franchises, still is. But at that moment when they got you, everyone was like, oh, come on, how could they get Balkman too? Whatever.
Right.
And you win a chip there in 2016.
Right.
How was that, winning a chip here on this league?
Man, I mean, that's my goal, to win every year. But that season was like, I have to go get it and win it. Once you're there and you've been there, like I had been there twice and lost.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was my third time going there. I'm like, I'm going to get this one. And we won it. Like, we got beat by Ponce back to back.
Yeah, they won back to back.
And that was like one of our rivals. Like
main rivals.
Right. And I was like, we're going to get it. We're going to get this one this year. And I think we lost 9 games that year?
Yeah, but you guys were a cheat code that year.
Come
on. It was you, it was Walter, right?
Yep.
David wasn't there.
David was the shooter.
2016, I think Patchy was his first year coaching. Yep, there. And then you had Davon Jefferson playing with you guys too. I mean, that team was
Cody Clark, I think.
Yeah, Cody Clark. So you basically had 2 teams in one.
We did.
But it was Ponce was the same way 2 years back. Yeah. You know, Mike Harris, Ike Diogo, Carlos Rivera, Nelson coaching.
Yes.
And it was a bit of a rivalry because you guys had A.D. Vazayo in Arecibo, and you traded him to Ponce, and then he beat you twice. I remember that. He was tough. He was really good from downtown, especially. But when you got through, you win, and then you didn't play in the league for a couple of years, right?
Right.
And you come back and play for Guaynabo. And then I want to fast forward a little bit, but in 2021, you guys made it to the finals.
Right.
And I remember that year because David Stockton, I think, was hurt or left for the G League or NBA. And in that finals run, you played a lot of minutes. You weren't playing a lot in the season. You were hurt, but you got a lot of minutes in the semifinals and in the finals.
Right.
And I think you showed flashes of bulk. You know, the guy. You know, and you helped that team a lot. I remember the series here with Bayamon game, the game you guys eliminated Bayamon. You know, you were going back at it with Cliff from Bayamon, and it was chirping and everything. It was like classic bulk.
Right.
Let's get it done. And I think you were very important to that team because you were infectious to everyone on defense, and you were talking to the guys and helping them. How was that experience with Guaynabo that year? Even though you weren't playing a lot of minutes, you were still having an impact on the sideline and when you got into the court.
Man, I mean, once you become a leader, like, you know, on the court with all these young guys, it's like, yo, now I'm the teacher of teaching you, like, this is the right way to play and the right way to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my whole thing. You know, even though I did take a step back, it was like, yo, if you guys come out here and do this the right way, I've been there. We can do this. You know what I mean? And for the most part, the guys, they came out and did what they did, and we fell short. But it was, man, now once you get there, now you want it even more. You know what I mean? Now that's why, like this year, you know, even last year, every year they're getting better. Yeah. You know what I mean? Every year they're taking time out to get their bodies together. You know, I preach to them about taking care of their bodies to be healthy. You know what I mean? Stop doing certain things that's going to mess up your body to ruin your career in a couple of years. You know what I mean? Practice more. Whatever you got to do to get prepared for it, man, look, man. When you get it and have it, it's like, man, good. Like, but once you get there and don't get it, it's like, yo, I want this one. You know what I mean? I want it. I want it bad. And we talk about that year, like, I thought we were gonna get it that year.
Yeah,
like
me too.
It was.
I thought that too.
It was like one of them things where I might be done. It might be over. Yeah. You know what I mean? But now I want another one. You know what I mean? And when the people ask me all the time, how many more years you got? I want another ring. Let me play 5 more years. I want another ring. Then we can talk about that later. Like, I'm thirsty for another one. Like, and that's what's like my passion. Like, right now I'm still here doing this to doing what I'm doing today. Like, I'm hungry. They don't even understand. It's not even about my age, no nothing. I'm gonna fight with them. I'm gonna let them people know, with my teammates, like, look, I've been there. I won it. Been there again. I lost it, and I'm gonna be there again. I'm gonna win it again.
And nice. You played a lot of ball. You've had a lot of assists, and we're staying on that year. You guys are playing Ponce at home.
Yeah.
You get the rebound.
Yes.
You give it to Jonathan Hand.
Yes.
He just throws it up.
Yes.
What did you as soon as he put it up, what do you think?
It was like the ball was going so slow. It was in slow motion. Then when it hit, it was like, whoa, we did it. we won it. You know what? We're gonna win this year. That was like a sign.
A sign, yeah.
Like, man, we just hit that half-court shot. We gonna win.
I'm right there with Chris. I think if we would have stayed, I say we because we met. That's how we do it here, right?
Yeah.
If we still had David, because we switched up two imports. They brought Detman, and then
David, Dwight Bikes, he got hurt, and then it was Justin Detman.
Yeah. So and people don't understand that it's a chemistry thing. And in the playoffs, high stakes, and you bring someone new, like doesn't know the team, doesn't know where you like to get your shots, where you slash. It's tough, and you still made it to the finals with basically what we say it all the time, with 6 guys, essentially 6 guys, basically, because you had EJ playing heavy minutes off the bench, and that was it. You know, Taekwon.
Yeah, that finals was Arecibo's 2 bigs was Ion, the Mexican guy, and Alonu. And then they were going up against you and Brima. You know, we're just banging out there, and it was tough. But I think you guys had a real shot of winning it that year, and I thought you were going to win it last year too, when you had Boogie on that team. But talk to me about this year, because a familiar face is back, and that's Amida Brima. He's back. He's stronger. He's the all-time leader in blocks in the G League. Like, he's coming back with some, I think, a better version of himself.
Right.
You know, you have a explosive backcourt with Gary and Jay Page. You're still out there too. JJ's coaching. There's a lot of eyes on this team, and a lot of people have you guys going to the finals. Obviously, there's a road ahead that starts tomorrow. What can you tell me about this version of the Mets?
Well, I don't want to jump too far ahead, because I mean, that's what we did last year, and we went 0-9.
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
So
that was tough to watch.
Like, that was tough,
man.
No, you had us going to the game like, man, what are we gonna do, bro?
Who are we listening to today? Like,
right. So I think it's a we're gonna have a great year this year, you know. And for me personally, for the team, we gotta take one game at a time. We gotta be focused this year. You know, we can't be the guys. We went to the semifinals or the finals last year thinking we're gonna do it again. You know what I mean? It's not like that. Everybody, teams change. We got different new players coming in, old players going, whatever. It's one game at a time. Will we get there? Yes. Like, I really feel like we'll make it to the playoffs, but once you get to the playoffs, it's 0-0. It's anybody's game. Yeah. Take your time until you get there, and then once we get there, we're gonna rev it on up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
one day
definitely.
at a time. But do I think we're gonna get there? Yes, I think we're gonna get there.
That's great to hear. I've seen a few pictures of the uniforms. I like that baby blue one. Looks really good.
I don't like blue.
You don't like blue? That looks good. Come on. The uniform looks good, bro.
I like the G City one. I like the G City.
I
like that one
visiting
too.
one. That one's cool too.
That one's cool.
I think when you came to this team and they started adding pieces, I think a lot of the fan base and older fan base of this team came back, and we started seeing the court filling up more with people. You got the rivalry going with Bayamon. Those games every time.
Right.
And it feels great for me being from here, being able to see that, because I saw that when I was a little kid.
Right.
You know, my father told me about Quixote and about Figo. Oh, they filled up the court, they won championships and that, but I never saw it. You know, I was a little kid. I want to see it again, and I hope you guys do win it this year. You have a great team, and like you said, 0-0 when the playoff starts. Tell that to Carolina. They were the team with the worst playoff record to get into the playoffs last year, and they won it all.
17 and 19.
17 and 19. First team ever in the history of this league, which has 100+ years, that a team with a negative record gets in and wins it all. You know, nobody thought they could beat Carolina, the Quebradillas, and they did it. And then we had that series against you guys and so forth.
And you know what? There's ways to win championships.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how they won the championship, because they stuck to their game plan of saying defense first. You know, and that's what we have to do as Guaynabo this year. Like, don't let our teams come into our gym and score 100 points. Like, keep them under 85. And that's what you call a defensive team. And that's what win championships.
Definitely.
And last season, and if I remember correctly, in the playoffs, y'all were averaging 98 points. I think the closest team was like 80-something, low, mid, maybe. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of scoring. Because you had JP averaging like almost 20. Gary was like giving you like 15. Boogie was giving you like 20. EJ was coming off the bench giving you like 14. Like there's a lot of points, and I hope this is not like, because I don't know if this was off the record or not, but I heard JJ talking in practice that he's not worried about the offense. He knows this team can score, but you got to play defense every day.
Right.
So and to Buck's point about defense, last year the slow start defensively, you guys were giving up almost 100 a game to every other team, and then when you started your streak, it was because you were defending better and giving teams less room to score. They were scoring 85, 86, whatever, and you started winning games. So it was the defense, and I think that's key. Before we go though, you talked about how at some point you had pros talking to you when you were a kid about getting better, but now that role, I think you have that role. You see young players, not just on your team, but on other teams that you kind of talk to. Can you tell me 2 or 3 names of players, young players in this league that you like what they're doing or what they've been doing?
Yeah. So I'm the OG, the old head, I'm Unc.
You're the veteran.
Grandpa. And
well, I didn't say that.
No, not you, but they call me some everything in the book now. I'm just like, yo.
Hey, that's that new generation, Unc, OG.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm getting more grades, but let me see. Some advice I can give some of the young guys. Man, it's a lot of them. But what's his name? The Human Torch.
Yomar Cruz from Carolina. Yeah.
Like he can.
The kid.
Yeah, he went from. Yeah, he did.
From 0 to 100 real fast.
Quick. Yeah, he's one of those ones. Like like keep it pushing because you never know who's watching. Mm-hmm. But you got to keep your level head and keep in mind. Like, man, the next thing for you might be real big. You know, just keeping moving in the right direction, positive. You're doing it right, but before you had a bad rep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So keep it doing and don't stop it. You know what I mean? Because you never know.
That's a great example, Yomar, because I think he has some of that passion that you had when you were young. Oh, yeah. You're like that. Oh, yeah. You're like that. And I saw him in the series against you guys. He talked a lot to Boogie too.
Yeah.
And he wasn't afraid of the moment.
Exactly.
And he's a young guy. He's 22, 23 years old.
Exactly.
So like the sky's the limit for him.
I can, and I think you can, correct me on this, but I compare him a lot. If I do an NBA comparison, I compare him with JR. As far as a player getting hot,
real
like
quick.
he can come a day he's off, and you'll know he's off.
Right.
But when he hits 2 or 3 shots,
it's gonna be a tough night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a long night for the
team. He's gonna make 6 or 7.
Right. This might get deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
It's just gonna keep going up.
Man, that's crazy, man. And man, we're so excited to have you there. I mean, we know we've been working towards this, and we're fans. We're fans of the game, of your game, of the team, and this was fun, bro. This was fun. This is your house. Again, close by. We're always gonna be at the games and everything. And before we go, Balkmania, bro. We're excited for that too. Excited to see the brand. Excited to see you, working with the people, giving back and everything. So, again, let the people know what can we expect from Balkmania, the brand, and from Renaldo this season.
Well, Balkmania, the brand, and me this season as a person is me giving back to the community, me helping out in any way I can to make it a better place or whatever for you guys, to put a smile on your face or whatever I can do. I'm gonna be here for you. I'm gonna be open to you guys this year. There's gonna be a lot more things I want to bring just to Guaynabo. You know what I'm saying? To bring the energy back here from what I know, from the past. But I mean, to the fans, keep supporting us, keep supporting myself, whatever. Like, you are everything to the team, to us, and to me. The passion on the court, and we're gonna put on the show for you so we can have fun. And thank you for support.
Yeah, awesome. And you can count on us
right.
for anything you need with Balkmania. We'll be there too. We're fans, bro. So we're fans of you. We're fans of the team. So you got our help whenever you need, bro. You got it.
All right. Bueno, mi gente, ahí lo tenían. Renaldo Balkman, leyenda de los Metropolitanos, aquí al estudio con nosotros. Esto fue otro palo, otro más, ¿verdad? En lo que es Acceso VIP. Gracias a ustedes. Recuerda, nosotros estamos aquí en Webnéticos en Guaynabo, la casa oficial de Sportstalk PR. Contacta a la gente de Webnéticos si quieres llevar tu contenido al próximo nivel. Estamos powered by Aeronet, el mejor internet en Puerto Rico.
One more thing.
What do you got?
Wait, we're not done.
You got,
What you got?
You got
So
something?
I kind of understand what he was saying, but he was going to take it out. It was from off, right? He was going to end the show.
Yeah.
See, I told you I understand Spanish.
Yeah,
Ah.
I know you do. I know you do.
No, but I did want to say I didn't mention it if I
course,
did
go
earlier.
ahead.
My YouTube, my Balkmania TV YouTube page, is up and running, and I'm starting to put more things on it. So check me out. It's Balkmania TV coming to you near soon.
And we will put the link in the description. So subscribe to Balk's YouTube channel too. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Later.
Peace.
Check it out.